Good afternoon and welcome to Early Bird Tea with your girl Rachel Listens, and I'm here to deliver your motivation devotional, and I hope you are ready to receive. Okay, yesterday was the last day of 21 days of seeking Him, so that means today we get to start a new devotional, and because Love Week is approaching, we are doing this Love Week devotional that is called Through You. Through You. Yes, you, not me, not we, but you. So, I hope you're as excited as I am. I'm just excited to be starting a new devotional because 21 Days of Seeking Him was heavy, but it was deep and beautiful all at the same time. So, I really enjoyed it, and breakthroughs are already taking place from that time of fasting that I took for those 21 days. Okay, so let's just get into this new Love Week devotional. So the first thing it says is day 1, facing darkness and finding hope. Facing darkness and finding hope. Have you ever been through seasons where life kept knocking you down? The bills kept piling up, the arguments kept happening, the thoughts you couldn't shake kept coming back. It can be easy to start questioning why you said yes to God when things don't seem to be getting any better. What? This is hitting the soul. Because if y'all knew, if you knew what was going on in my life right now, you would understand. It can be easy. I just read that. Questioning. But when you decide to follow Jesus and serve others like He did, you're choosing the life God intended for you all along, and He blesses your obedience. Okay? He blesses when you are obedient. So regardless if we don't want to be obedient, we got to do the right thing, which is the hard part. He never promised that it would be the easy road, but He did promise that His presence and provision would be with you. As we lay down our preferences, we start experiencing life to the fullest. When we serve others as God intended, we experience His love for us in a deeper way. And that is why it is Love Week, and it's time to give back regardless of whether you can't or feel like it's a stretch. Just finding even the time to give when you don't have anything else, that's all that really matters. So he goes ahead to say, Kiara is a volunteer at Elevation Riverwalk who learned that true life is found in Christ as you surrender your desires and pour yourself out in support of others. She came to Love Week 2020 to serve with her son, Sam. Kiara was a single mom battling addiction at the time, but she wanted her son to be exposed to a Christ-centered community to learn the value of serving others. Since then, Kiara has continued serving and brings Sam to church with her each weekend. She was baptized at Elevation Riverwalk in September 2021. Kiara shared life without surrendering to God was sheer torture. I struggled with addiction, unbelief, unforgiveness, and deep desire. But God called my name. He showed me His grace and mercy and rescued me from the grave that my poor choices had led me to. I have now released rage, hatred, and unforgivingness and surrendered to God's will for my life. In getting connected to serve others, I have found acceptance, fellowship, and love. Boom. And it's easy to wrap it up like that in a nice, cute little 2 paragraphs and break it down. But what is missed in this situation is the amount of time, the amount of patience, the amount of just resilience you need to have when you want more, better, and to elevate yourself in general. It's not going to happen like that. It's not going to be able to, by the time you can even put things into a synopsis like this, it's going to take a lot, because there's a lot of steps, there's a lot of healing, there's a lot of looking inward. And something that I like to say to people is, however long it took you to realize that there was a problem when it came to just like maybe like what you know about yourself and so on and so forth, you need to be nice to yourself and give yourself the same amount of time so that you can overcome those battles, so that you can really change. Because some things are habits, and habits are, they're deep. It's not surface level. It's not like you can just turn a switch and all of a sudden you can fall into place. Like, each habit that we have has a reason. That being said, you need to give that thing time so that it can transform and change into being fed by something that's more positive, and that space being filled by something that is more Christ-like, something that will bring you more joy and more happiness in your life, and so on and so forth. So it continues to state, it says, take action. Sign up to serve at an outreach event in your area. Jot down some notes on your experience. Ask yourself, what desires might I need to lay down so I can be filled up with God's presence and provision? What can I share God's love with this week? And I feel like some desires that I personally need to lay down is just maybe the desire to be in control, the desire to like always want to know what's next, and just have more like childlike faith and just be able to follow without really like asking too many questions, because I trust who I'm following. I have trust issues. So that's the desire. The desire is the attachment to my trust issues, just to just release it and be able to, do more, get higher places, and so on and so forth. So the recommended reading for today is Luke 22, and 22 has been appearing quite a bit, 38 to 44, and it states, Lord, they said, look here. Lord, they said, look here are 2 swords. That is enough, he told them. He went out and made his way, as usual, to the Mount of Olives, and the disciples followed him. When he reached the place, he told them, pray that you may not fall into temptation. Then he withdrew from them about a stone throw, knelt down, and began to pray. Father, if you are willing, take this cup away from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. Then the angel from heaven approached to him, strengthened him. Being in anguish, he prayed more fervently, and his sweat became like drops of blood falling to the ground. And that's a very deep sermon to attach to this word. Because it talks about so many things, just going to a solitary place, praying, getting down on your knees physically, and just showing a sign of surrender, to the point that, like, I feel like it talks a lot about how much we're able, like, when your eyes are open and you see what's really going on in the world, you feel so much pain for the world, to the point that you can start to bleed out, because you're in just so much disarray and disappointment at the things that are taking place and the only thing you can do is go to God. So it's like you just go to God and you just give him your all, and you're like, you know what, God, I don't know what to do with this. I can't handle it. I can't hold it in my 2 hands. You got to do something with it to make it make sense, because I don't know. Okay? That's what that meant to me. Galatians 2:20 says, I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ live in me. The life I now live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me, and for you, and for everyone else in your life. Okay? The next recommended reading is 1 Peter 4:10. Just as each one has received a gift, use it to serve others as good shepherds of the varied grace of God. God bless you with those things so you could use them, and you glorify him within those things by using them. And that's why time is so important, and this time and season of like outreach and giving back is that needed. Love Week is a thing that should happen more often. Like, Love Week should be a thing of every week, but since we can't do that, it's better we just focus in on this week. It's like how they have, like, Black History Month and everything like that, where we just focus, we do outreach, and we give back what we've been blessed with, because we can do that. Because some people don't have the capacity to do that. Not to be like a Debbie Downer, some people don't have hands or feet, and people who are even in such situations still find a way to give back to the community regardless, whether it's time, whether it's talking to kids, whether it's reading a story for somebody or something. So when you got everything, you could walk, talk, hear, see, whatever, you have no excuse why you should not be hitting the pavement, running, and doing something for someone besides yourself. Okay? And that's the lesson from me today. So, back to outreach. This Sunday, if you can make it, come through. If you can't, you're going to miss a great party. And same thing with next weekend. Next Sunday, same thing. Hit me up if you want the details, and I got you. So thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for showing up for me. You know, your goals will appreciate you, and I love you. And I will see you tomorrow. Shout out to Stacy for this beautiful scenery and this setting, okay? Don't I look good? It's green compliments me. I don't know why I used to not like the color green when I was growing up, but this color definitely compliments my skin, so I receive it. Toodles.